Hey, Denita.
Hi.
Girl, it is so good to see you. Thank you for joining me and welcome back.
I'm just so glad to be back with you. It's been so long, right?
I know, but I'm so excited for so many reasons. But and I'm not gonna fan out just because I just love your style, your swag, your fashion. You've been here before and we talk offline all the time. But it's like Big Sis is here and I'm just super excited to have family on the show. I love all my guests and my viewers, but it's different when you have your family in. So that's why this episode is a little different for me. But with that being said, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Camille Essick. I'm host of the Speaker Podcast. This is the podcast where innovators and creators connect. Be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe. And you can follow me on Instagram at Camille.Essick. And I also am working to build my YouTube channel. So go right now and follow me on YouTube at Camille Essick Official. It's right there at the bottom of your screen. In addition to the brand, the merch for the brothers, the Good Black Men Official merchandise is available. We have new merch out for the summer, tumblers, mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, you name it, I got you. And also, we also have the Chemistry Room Fragrances, which is my room fragrance collection. So you can go right now and shop. We have new scents for the summer. Trust me, you will absolutely love it. But I really want to hop into this conversation. So with that being said, I want to welcome Denita Gibbs. She is gospel singer, songwriter. I'm going to let her just fill it in. What's up, Denita? Welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody. Oh man, I'm just Denita Gibbs. I am a singer, I'm a songwriter. You know what? I just discovered that I'm a motivational speaker too. Yes.
Well, let's go ahead and add that to the resume, sis.
Let's go ahead and add that. Yeah. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an encourager, a motivator. I'm just your all over downtown girl.
Stylist, makeup artist, like
Okay.
let's get into the clothes before we hop into
Okay.
everything else.
Okay.
Because if y'all don't follow Denita on Instagram, sis, she don't miss. Like every day, the hair, the makeup, the clothes. I'm like, yes, girl, you for the Lord, for the kingdom. You look good. Yes,
And I
the
do
flair for
believe,
fashion.
yes, I love fashion. I love fashion. I love hair. I used to do hair. Did you know that?
No,
Yes.
what?
I used to do hair, so that's a part of the glam. But I do believe that you don't, you can just you don't have to be naked. You can still be cute and covered.
Let's talk about that because I know this is a society where people are like, "Do you?" and all this. I don't know. I just feel like you can be classy and
Hmm.
still have a vibe about yourself. Why do
Hmm.
you have to show everything? Like I don't understand that. Like what's going on?
Right.
So
Right.
the fact that you show ladies, okay, we can be nice, we can still look good for the kingdom and have swag about ourselves, but you don't have to show all everything that the Lord has given you.
Leave some of it. Leave some. Let's
The
leave some of it,
mystery.
ladies.
The mystery, yes. Hey,
Yes.
Angela. Hey, Courtney. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Um, with that being said, I do want to ask you a question, Danita, because we see so many changes within the gospel music industry,
Hmm.
and we're seeing this reimagination of gospel music in this generation.
Uh-huh.
So, for you, where is the line? Because don't get me wrong, I love gospel music and I love different types of gospel music. But when I'm really wanting to get into that space, I'm reaching back and getting like Fred Hammond Inner Court or something like that. But now we have like trap gospel and all these other genres. But where is the line between maintaining the message to the point where the sound of the gospel, the core of it is not being lost in the music?
Hmm. The line. When you say the line, I think about the life. When you say line, it's what kind of break that down to me. When you say the line.
So to the point where if you're hearing a song, you don't know if it's a gospel song or secular because
Okay. Get it.
the sound, and again, I understand creativity. I have friends like you that are musicians, artists,
Mhm.
whatever. But where is the line to where the sound?
Mhm.
Where's the boundary in music now for gospel music? Because there's some things now, like, I'll scroll online and I have to really listen because I'm like, oh, that's gospel because it's so blurred to me. Some things
Right.
are so blurred.
Right. Right. I can really I can honestly say this. It's the world that we live in now.
Mm,
It's the work. It's actually and there like the new normal is normal now. But thank God for us creatives that we still have the ear. Not only do we have the ear, but the things that we've been through in our lives, we can write on our lives experiences.
mhm.
Like, you can I'm a believer of this too. You can still do something trap, but
Right.
add the name of Jesus and make it be anointed. I still believe that it will draw a certain amount of people because we shouldn't have a stigma on um is this gospel or is this Christian? Is it R&B? I really I like what I've seen now, and I hate to say this, but it's sad to say this. Like some of us that have been in the church all our lives and we are creators and writers, I really don't see a difference in the way that they live and the way that we live.
Can you kind of dig into that a little bit more? I'm curious to know your thoughts on that.
Um, Church people are mean. Church people are liars. Church people treat people different. Church people act just like the people in the world.
So then are they really church people? Because I really feel like there is a difference in the word
Right,
of God says we're supposed to be living epistles. So if you're not doing those things, because if you read the Bible, he didn't call us to be Christians, he called us to be
right,
disciples, and we're
right,
supposed to love and be kind.
right.
But it's just like I don't understand how we
Hmm.
can get off into legalism and I don't want to get off into that. I'm just curious
Come
about
on,
your
let's talk
thoughts
about it. Let's
on
talk about it. Let's talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Church people are fake.
yeah.
Church people are phony. I've never seen such a people like this in my entire life.
So why do you think that is? Because going back into the music,
Hmm.
again, we're still talking about the line because we're not supposed to be like everyone else. Yes, we
Hmm.
should have fun, we should laugh and enjoy life, but should not we stand out and be different? Should there not be a difference?
Right, and you can tell a fruit by the way you look at them and by the way that you act. You don't have to see now. We was as us growing up. Oh, we got to wear long skirts. We can't wear no makeup. We can't wear no pants. But to me, the one that doesn't have the makeup on, that doesn't wear pants, those are the hellions.
It's not even about what you wear, it's the life you live. But
Right,
again, going back to the sound of the music,
right.
what's the difference between if I'm hearing something, shouldn't it draw me? Because I should be drawn to the spirit of God, to the love of
Yes,
God, to the worship, to his presence. So
yes.
what is it about the music today that you feel like have we blurred the lines to where there is no difference?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so because, like I said, to me, like I've written songs. Redeemed is a great one.
that's a bop.
That's a bop. If you listen to the it's like a bop. It makes you want to
Yes.
bop. And
And
so
I'm
if you're
and I'm
not in
asking you because these are questions people ask me, and they're
right,
like, "Well, why should I listen to this if it sounds just like that?" And
right,
I think for our generation, having to explain
uh-huh,
everything doesn't have to be a hymn, but at
right,
the same time, if I'm cleaning up my house, I might not listen to, I don't know, Fred Hammond all the time. I may throw on Ty Tribute. I may listen to
right,
Kirk Franklin. I may listen to you because
right,
that's the vibe and the energy I want for that time in the situation. And I feel like
right,
songs and music have a time and a place. Now, if I'm trying to
mhm,
tap in, I might not turn on Kirk. I may turn on
right,
someone else. I may
right.
listen to Leandro or something like that. So I think people get caught up in um more of the sound
They do.
and even though there is a line, I do believe there's a difference, but I also believe it turns into time and placement. It's like, what do you
Mhm,
need at that moment? Do I need something
right,
that's uplifting and joyful, or do I
right,
need to tap in on that level?
right.
But
You're
the
right.
thing is, I'm asking you as far as what do you think now as far as within our culture with our young people, um, where we're being asked these questions about lines, boundaries, differences,
because we're
because
because
maybe
we're losing them. We're
mm,
losing them now. We're at a time, the time that we are in now, we're losing a lot of young people
why?
with because of the life that we're living. They're not seeing a difference. They're seeing us act just like they do.
So what do you say to those of us that are fighting to maintain and stand out when we're being told there's no difference, there's no reason, why should I?
It's the fruit that we bear. We have to continue to, we can go to church on Sundays. That's typical because
But
that's
going, what about the life we live outside?
that's what we have to do. That's what I'm saying. We have to this It has to be an everyday thing. And I don't know about you, but I need God every minute, second, hour, and so on and so on. You know
And
what I'm saying?
yeah, especially now with the society, with the shootings and things like that.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think that's so important, just even to go to the grocery store,
Uh-huh.
um, to not have God, not have a excuse me, a prayer life, just to walk outside of your door. Now, every
Right,
time you look in the news, there's shootings
right,
every other day. And
right.
even over the weekend, I turned on the news yesterday morning and there was a shooting in a mall in Texas. I was like, what? And I don't,
Crazy.
it's senseless.
Yes, but we know about these times. I mean, the Bible told us what happen. We're in perilous times. The
Yeah.
Bible said that in the last days that perilous times shall come, and we're in those times. And we as saints, we should not be alarmed or afraid about the time that we live in. All we can do is ask for God's protection because we don't know when our last day or our hour is going to be. But we do know that God is going to cover us, and we do know that God is going to take care of his people. I do know that for a fact.
Yes. And
Hmm.
also going back to the music, because I feel like artists like you that seem to fight to maintain, to be a light, especially in the music industry,
Hmm.
hear stories or whatever. So, what do you say to other artists or musicians looking to maintain their integrity in the industry and still grow? Because that can be hard and you can get caught up so quickly
Hmm.
with things. And people say, oh, well, it's gospel music. It's the music industry, period.
Yeah. The music industry, period, even gospel. I think to me, gospel is the worst
What?
because you have artists competing with each other. They want to make sure they want to outdo. They want to make sure, oh, is my song. My song is going to sound better than your song.
Mhm,
You have artists that independent artists. They look up to major artists, right?
mhm.
And they want a major artist to produce their songs, and they overcharge the independent artists,
What?
which makes no sense. They don't have any regards. They don't have any respect.
Mhm.
It's just crazy. It's crazy. You run into people that scheme, that try to plot against you, that tries to put their artists on a concert that you've been invited to and try to bring you down. Use for example, hey, Denita, we need you to come do a concert. Somebody else calls in, hey, can my artist be on this lineup? Well, let me give you $500 so my artist can be on this, and then you bump Denita on to another concert. It's a dirty business, and that's why this business is not for the weak.
Okay.
It's really not for the weak, and especially if you're doing it for God,
Mhm.
and if you're doing it to help people. And like for me, it's something that I really didn't really want to do this, but it's a calling. This.
So how did you get to this point where you're like, "Hey, I didn't wanna do this, but I'm doing this because this is what I'm called to do." Because
Mhm.
I hear a lot of people, it's almost like they're pushing their way into the limelight. They're pushing
Yeah.
they wanna be famous, they want to, but I notice those that feel like, "Hey, this wasn't on my bingo card, but I'm doing it out of obedience."
Mhm.
And when you're pushing yourself in the forefront, how was that impacting the music and the motive? Because are you really doing this because this is in your heart, or are you doing it to be viral? Because
Mhm.
I think we should also ask the question as far as how do you encourage other artists when they're not looking for just another hit, but they're looking at the
Mhm.
ministry of the music itself.
Mhm. Whatever you've been called to do, even if you want to quit, it's gonna find you. First of all, let's talk about that. It's gonna find you, and when it finds you, it's like a calling. If my mom says, "Hey, Denita, go pick up that toy off the floor," what am I doing? I'm telling you what to do, right?
Right.
So that's how the calling is. It's gonna keep calling you. Whatever you've been called to do, it's gonna keep calling you. And it's like when you've been called to do it, it's like, hey, it's a constant nudge. Like somebody is nudging you, hey, wake up, hey, do this and do that. So it's a constant nudge. So you can't be silent. It's a constant, you can't be silent on a constant nudge. Like there are times I'm sleeping in my bed. Like I was so tired last night. I had so much to do. I had a live recording rehearsal for some things that I have coming up. And Camille, I was drained. I got home, took a shower. I was like, you know what? I don't want to hear no phone rings and nothing. I just want to go to sleep. Got home, took a shower. I had my phone in my hand. I was so tired. I was like, Lord, I thank you for this day. And I was out. 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going somewhere with this. 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm wide awoke. Why? Because I've been called to be an intercessor. Tired in my body. The Lord would not allow me to go back to sleep because of the calling and the assignment on my life. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you've been called to do, it's going to find you. And you can't rest. There's nothing, your life is interrupted by the calling. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing that you can do. When your life is interrupted by the calling, you have to obey the calling.
And there's a consequence for not following through.
I'm telling you.
There was a time like I know I should have gotten up. God was like, okay, I'm gonna let you just have insomnia the rest of the day. And I went to work the next day so tired because I wouldn't get up.
Yeah.
And I was like, all I had to do was get up, did that, and then go back to sleep. And that particular night I was very tired, but I tossed and
Hmm.
turned. And by the time I fell back asleep, it was time to get up and go to work. And it was like, see, if you had just done what I told you to do,
Right.
you could have gone
Right.
back to sleep.
Right. Right. And then, like when you do, like you just said, what you're supposed to do, and when you do what God tells you to do, he's gonna fill you with energy.
Yeah. And I think
Mhm.
that's a faith thing too, knowing that he will, right?
Yeah, it is. It really is. So,
Yes. I'm so glad that you're here. So going through this journey with music,
mhm.
maintaining your integrity, how do you maintain your focus with everything going on with writing and the industry and just day to day? Like what do you do? Like even for your whole mental wellness, like maintaining yourself each day to stay focused.
Mhm. You know, I love interviews like this because, a lot of us artists, we get on here and we be like, I just pray. I just
Like the truth. Like,
let me tell you something.
don't give me the churchy answer. I want the truth,
Let
Danita.
me tell you something. When I come home sometime,
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
want to hear any worship music. I don't want to, I just want to, I get in my bed and I turn on Netflix and I
I
watch a
love
movie.
it.
That's how okay,
Decompress. Like,
I
yeah.
decompress. I don't, oh, I'm finna spend time in the presence of there are times for everything. The book of Genesis says that the spirit does not strive with you at all times. This is biblical. The Bible says this, which means that we're not all in a high at all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do to decompress. I'll go to the mall, I'll go to the gym, and I just want to have a moment of woos, like I can breathe.
I call it
You know,
unplugging. I call it unplugging, you
unplugging.
know?
I
And it's
call it a woosa.
I like that too. And I think it's
Uh-huh.
very important for your mind just to not focus on every day from the moment we wake up until we go to sleep.
Hmm.
Everything is demanding our presence, our
Yeah.
energy, our thought. And
Yeah.
sometimes you don't want to think.
Right.
Sometimes you don't want to do, you just want to just be. You want to be in the moment and just be.
That's it. And Camille, what about us? Like, I have business meetings coming up, and I have people. We have people. Us artists. We have people that we have to meet constantly. Like last night, I had to go to a recording academy event. I had to network when I was tired. I had to smile when I didn't feel like it. Then you have constantly. We have our industry people. Hey, I'm going to be in Nashville. Can we do lunch? Can we have a meeting? So it's like you have to constantly be
You're
on,
on. I call it being on
all the time.
all the time.
Yeah,
All right, thank you. God bless you. All of blessed and highly favored. You
I
know,
know it, right?
it's
I'm like,
exhausting. Sometimes you're like, girl, life is lifing.
I'm trying to tell you, like, look, let's go to Burger King and get us a Whopper with cheese.
Oh,
And can you 0.5 it and cut it in half with some? Make sure my fries are hot.
no sauce on the fries, please.
Right.
No, I totally understand. That is just real. And I think sometimes we're so divine, we forget to be human.
Come on. That's it. That's it. That's so true.
I love this.
Yeah.
So, going back to your latest project, you mentioned Chicago or
Yes.
DC. What is going on in the next few weeks? Because did you say something about a recording? Like, what is going
Yeah.
on?
So, you guys, I'm going to be recording some brand new material in
Okay.
DC the week before the Stellars, July the 8th. And I'm just so excited about it. I'm just literally like, I can't wait for you guys to hear what has been in store of me. Like this is like I don't brag on my music. And Camille, you can attest to this because I didn't brag on Redeem.
I
I didn't
do.
brag on it.
I have you in my TL. I'm like, go get her music,
Uh-huh.
share it. Like, listen, you
Like,
don't, but I know I do for sure because I'm always reposting your stuff on my
it's so
timeline on
sweet.
Instagram
Thank
all
you so
the time.
much.
And if I believe in you, I'm going to root for you. I'm going to cheer for you. And I wouldn't say that unless it was dope, unless it sounded good, unless it
Right.
was me. And I'm like, no, go listen to Denita Gibbs. She's hot. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. And Redeem is, let's talk about that because it is a vibe, it's energetic, but it has a message. Which goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the line, but it has a sound.
It does have a sound. It has a sound and a trap beat.
It does.
Cause you be like, and then you find yourself, okay, hold on, this is the gospel, kind of vibe it down.
I don't think so. Because so what was the story behind writing that song?
I didn't write that song. I had one of my producer friends to write the song, and he was like, Denita, why don't you just try something different? Because I'm a praise and worship leader.
Yes.
So that was really like out of my zone.
Mhm.
Like really. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose like my audience, my main audience, because that's what I do. I do praise and worship. But it worked out.
But do you think doing that, and sometimes if we step outside of our comfort zone,
Hmm.
even though we think like, oh, I only do praise and worship, but not knowing how many other people can be drawn to that song, especially
Right.
young people, because it may sound one way, what we're talking
Hmm.
about before, but the
Right.
lyrics.
Right.
Because
Right.
when I heard that song, I just thought about youth night at a skating rink.
Right.
Like that's
Right.
something I will skate to.
Right. Right. And I'm so glad. I'm glad now that I can be versatile. I'm a versatile artist now. I can do praise and worship. I can do a choir. I can do contemporary, and I can even do like a trap gospel rap. Like I love to. I just don't want to be confined in the one little box.
Yeah, so I really loved when Erica did The God in Me. That
Hmm.
was Kiara. That was
Yes.
different because we were like,
Okay.
okay. It was really catchy. And
Yeah.
now that's probably if I'm cleaning or I want to have like energy, that is a song I go to. I
Yeah.
also love Corinne Hawthorne. Um, Won't He Do It? That's another
Yes.
song that has that same energy. Like
Like that vibe. Yeah.
yes, yes. And so I feel like Redeemed is in that same category. Like it has
Thank
a
you.
message, but it has the vibe.
Right. Right. It
It is
does.
not so far where it's like, girl, it's still in a good place and I love it. Like it's
Yeah.
the vibe. So I think you did an amazing job with that project.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good. So going forward, um, we haven't chatted in a while and we know life has its ups and downs as we start to wrap up. But what do you think has been your biggest challenge since the last time we discussed or talked? And then how did you overcome that challenge?
Mm, wow. I have had so many challenges. That's not fair to you to ask me for one challenge when I've had many.
Can you pick one?
Let's see. I say,
Or give an example of a challenge and how you overcame it.
okay. I don't think that we will overcome any challenge. I think it's going to keep challenging us.
How?
I think when you get in a certain place and you think that you're in the right place, but you're really, you're learning and you're still being challenged because you have to get to where God is destined for you. And he wants to, God doesn't want us to be complacent in anything that we do. So
Okay,
he has to keep challenging us. You see what I'm saying?
I do. And I can understand that because right now I'm in a space where he is stretching my faith and
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning more about patience and his timing. And
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm frustrated on some things because I'm like, no, like now, and he's not moving when I want him to.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe last year I thought, oh, I'm good on that, I'm fine. But now this thing has come up. There's
Uh-huh.
something I wasn't even expecting. And I
Right.
thought I was okay with being patient and timing. But
Uh-huh.
now I'm seeing that's still a problem.
Yeah. Because God is he's like he's continuously challenging you because he's trying to get to a certain spot in your life that you haven't got to yet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I definitely can understand that because I know
Yeah.
I've been like, no, God, now, this timing situation. He's like, I know what time it is.
Right. Because just think about like if you okay, just say for instance, okay, we're challenged, right?
Hmm.
And then we're comfortable, we're complacent. So when you get comfortable and complacent, what you're gonna do? You're gonna chill. But God doesn't want us to chill.
He will
He's
put
gonna
a
keep.
fire under your butt to
I'm
make
trying
you.
to tell you. You know. So that's.
Oh man,
I hope I answered your question
you did.
because he's gonna keep challenging us until he gets what he really wants out of us.
Yes, that's really good. So I definitely want to bring you back just because I think we kind of scraped the surface on some things
Hmm.
as far as our generation. I'm noticing it's like a two-edged thing. Like we're losing people, but at the same time, I'm seeing a wind of revival as well with our young people.
Right.
So
I'm
even
saying.
in the beginning of our conversation, it's like we're
Mhm.
losing some people, but from what I'm observing, I'm seeing the beginning of a revival where I'm seeing a
Mhm.
generation that's on fire again. So I'm
And
loving that too.
so what you're seeing is that some of us are being replaced.
Mm.
Let me say that again. Some of us are being replaced because we have gotten complacent. And so since we've gotten complacent, God is putting people in our place. But I don't know about you, but baby, I'm not giving up my space.
And
No,
won't
no, no, no.
and
Mm-mm.
won't.
And won't. Period. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. The Bible says the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So what we're seeing little things like Black China, oh, she need to sit down, and we're seeing a turnaround in the spirit. God is doing some things. But actually what's going on is if your eyes are not open, then you'll be blinded and you'll keep going to sleep. But if your eyes are open, like some of our eyes are open, some of us are, we think that we're in place, but actually somebody has already took our place.
That's good. And Jamila made a really good point. Hey girl, she said we either do what we're called to do or move out of the way.
That's it, Jamila. That's it. That's it.
Hey, Bishop Matthews,
Bishop Matthews, my
big
pastor.
brother, big brother. I love him. Oh, I have a bone to pick with him. I'm gonna have to message him. I met him when I was like 22. I was
Hmm.
young, and he told me something, and it was like I went through, and for so long I was so mad at him, but not knowing what he said to me
Hmm.
was a domino to my freedom, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah,
But I love Bishop Matthews. He is so amazing. So
he
shout out
is.
to Triumph there in Nashville.
Yeah. Shout out to my pastor, Bishop Matthews. He
Yes,
rocks.
he does rock.
Hmm.
And oh,
Him,
hey,
him
Roberta.
and First Lady. Wait, we can't leave the First Lady
Oh
out.
no, First
Oh
Lady
no.
Allison. No, we cannot.
Yes.
No, hey Roberta. Yes, but so for those that are interested in your music, and I know we have to cut for time just because you have a schedule, and I do
Hmm.
want to respect that, but I do want to do a part two for this because I really think we're tapping into something major because I have a heart for young people, and I
Uh-huh.
think like what you're doing is amazing for our generation, and I think your
Mhm.
work is very important
Thank
because
you.
we have so many voices around us. We do need artists and musicians out there with integrity that will
Mhm.
continue to push the message when there are so many things out there wanting us to compromise or
Right.
bend to fit societal standards that may not align with our beliefs. So thank you for doing that, and I do want to have you back for that conversation to continue this conversation on that.
I would love to.
Great. So for those that would love to pick up your music, where can people locate you on social media in order to do so?
All of your favorite digital download stores, which includes YouTube, iTunes, with Apple Music, Spotify. To, what else?
Oh,
So
title,
many.
title.
Title.
Yes, I
You
love
know, I
title.
never listened to Title. Do you listen to Title?
I love title. I
I
love it.
never listened to it. I need to.
That's why your music for me, title.
Okay, cool.
Tidal, Spotify, YouTube. I know you have your Vivo on YouTube. See,
I do.
I know. But yeah, Tidal. So
Yeah.
yeah, did you mention Amazon,
Yes.
Apple?
Amazon Music,
Yeah,
Apple. Yeah.
very good. And
Oh,
then
Pandora, and Spotify.
Pandora, yes, all the
Yeah.
streaming platforms.
Yes.
And did you have any takeaways or nuggets or gems that you wanted to leave just to give artists, musicians, and our young people something to think about um,
We
until
love you, Roberta. We
we
love you
love
so
you too.
much.
We love you too, Roberta. Did you have something for musicians and artists until you come back the next time? Just maybe a gem or nugget or word of encouragement.
I just want to say that whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Your time is coming. It may take years, it may take months, and you will have criticism. You will have those that say that you're not good enough, that you can't sing, that that you haven't been called to do what God has called you to do.
Mhm.
But don't let anybody stop you from doing what God has sanctioned you to do. Keep going. If you forfeit, if you stop, then you're going to give up on yourself. So keep doing what God has called you to do.
Thank you. And again, just thank you for stopping by. And hold on, I want to talk to you after we end the show for like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Um, but just thank you, and just continue to do you, be you, continue to be a light, continue to shine. I stay on your comments all the time, like yes, fire flame, just because
Thank
I
you.
think you're amazing, you're gorgeous, you have an amazing spirit, and I
Thank you.
know some days you don't feel like being on because your job requires you to do so, but I
Hmm.
want to encourage you to say you're encouraging to other young women like me. So even then, on
Thank
the
you.
days you feel like you're not on this level,
Hmm.
those of us were pushing you. So even when you
With
don't
God.
always see us, know that we are pushing you. I'm rooting for you, and I
Thank you.
just cannot wait for you to see what you do next. But
Thank
on those days, remember these conversations and
you.
come back and listen to this conversation and know there are people rooting for you, even when you feel like you're not being heard or seen the way you should.
Thank you so much. I love you. I
I
appreciate
love you too. No problem. So, with that being said, everybody, this is Camilla as the host of the Speaker Podcast. This is the podcast where creators and innovators connect. Tune in this Thursday at 8 o'clock. I'm doing a second episode this week as we begin to wrap up for the summer. George Moore will be here on Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. That is a conversation you don't want to miss. Be sure to hit that notification bell and follow me on Instagram at Camille.Essick. And I'll see you all on Thursday. Good night. Be blessed.